What's good, beautiful people? I'm the Black Thumb, and this is my man's
Ayati.
And welcome to OK Bet Podcast, the podcast where we break down news, sports, entertainment, politics, and music.
Hey, if it's trending, wow, or just make you say, damn, okay, bet. We're going to talk about it. So, what's on our agenda today, team?
Politics. We're going to finish up our last couple of segments with some politics and really just kind of getting our general overall feelings of Trump's presidency thus far. Obviously, he was sworn into office on MLK Day, which is like, that's a whole different situation. Like, that's crazy. I get that they, the Constitution is written for certain days at the second or third, whatever. But so anyway, so that was just an interesting kind of tidbit. Obviously, like, he has kind of hit the ground running with his presidency and trying to make sweeping changes in lots of areas through executive orders and kind of wielding his power with Congress while they have all the power. And there have been a lot of concerns about like civil rights being removed. Obviously, deportation has been a big part of his presidency early on. So yeah, man. Early thoughts, reactions to Trump's presidency.
I told y'all. No, I don't want to fuck with y'all like that. I'm just saying, man, y'all voted for him, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's your choice, your decision. Yeah, you know.
We all got to live with the repercussions.
We don't know what would have happened. We just only can live with what we know is happening now. That's why I just said I told y'all. But the one silver lining for me personally, I guess it's just a rant, is that I'm finally starting to see the America that I feel like I know. This is the America I know. Not that I've ever been a bigot, not that I ever experienced racism, but everything I've read about American history has revolved around abuse, murder, killing, bigotry, pain, violence. That's what I know. And we've always been, there's so many things about America that I've been told, to me in my eyes, it's piss, but they keep trying to tell me it's rain. And I feel like now y'all can see it. Like he's doing the shit that my ancestors struggled through and was trying to tell y'all, hey, this is how they get down. And you're like, no, they don't. They do freedom and liberty and all that shit. No, he ain't trying to pull liberties away from motherfuckers left and right. You can't even choose your own thoughts at this point. And I'm like, okay, for me, I know how to navigate this. Just don't fuck with motherfuckers. It's easy. You gotta now show me you ain't racist. I ain't got no obligation to be nice to your ass at all. Like, you come out, you better be nice. I'm assuming your ass is a racist, I'm gonna treat you like a racist. Distance. Why the fuck you out my space? Not fucking with you, not want to go to your events. You need to go out your way now to show me you ain't part of that shit. Because half of my country voted for that. So clearly a lot of you motherfuckers out here lurking. And with that shit. So it's on you now. The burden of responsibility is on you motherfuckers to make me comfortable and want to come to some shit. Because I'm telling you right now, black folks did their part. 90% of us showed up and said, we don't want this shit. So if we don't want to go to nothing, that's your fault. Mm-hmm. If you want me to be at some shit, you need to go out your way. Put a fucking Black Lives Matter fucking little sticker on that bitch. Wear a dashiki. Have a dashiki night at that event. You better have some soul food. You better do something to make me feel like, am I gonna be okay at this shit? Because my ass is just on hibernation mode for the next 4 years. It's just business as usual. It's just I know how to deal with this. Okay, remember, we are some of the original abused people of this country. So all these struggles and shit everybody talking about, we've been there. We know how to handle this shit. We gonna be just fine. 400 years of this shit,
it's fair.
Skin thick as fuck. Like, y'all understand that my great granny was a slave. Like, great granny. Not far back. My dad's grandma was a slave. So that shit is fresh for me. So seeing this shit, I'm like, hey, bring that shit back already? She just got out this shit. And y'all trying to they literally trying to bring that shit back. Everything they marched about, like, things wasn't clear in fucking Constitution. So that's why they had these amendments to try to say, hey, we wasn't being racist. They trying to pull that shit back out. So clearly they want to say, yes, we were being racist. We were talking about only white men. So let's pull back these protections. You don't need them. Yes, I do. I do need them. I know exactly what you will do. If I don't have these protections, I know from history what you will do. I can't count on your charity or your niceness. It's not going to happen. You need to show me and go out of your way to tell me you're not. especially with Elon Musk doing fucking Hitler salutes and shit on the stage. Like, come on, man, it's a fucking racist Nazi. Like, y'all can't see that shit. And I'm like, y'all gotta have debates about this. Y'all coming to his defense and giving up all these weird ass excuses and shit. You show me your car. So you going to go out of your way to show me that's not your car. I don't want to go. You got to go out of your way, folks. You got to understand, black folks is not fucking with y'all right now. Like, we just not. Like, it's 2025. You can catch these fades all fucking day. These hands is fucking like tested 40 years. We ain't fucking with y'all no more. So you gotta prove shit now. And don't get offended if people just ain't fucking with you. You get a lot of no's, not a lot of declines. Your diversity no longer looking like it was supposed to be. Like, I thought I had all these different friends. We probably just don't want to cut this shit no more. We don't fucking feel comfortable. What the fuck? We don't feel obligated to do shit no more. Shit bad as it is. We was doing that shit to, like, garner some points now. Now we realize that shit ain't gonna work. It don't matter. You motherfuckers gonna do what y'all gonna do. So, to me, that's the rant. Like, hey, welcome to 2025, y'all. It's gonna be a fun little ride. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like the Trump's presidency has, it's been more about restriction and control than it's been about anything else. And it's how can we restrict access to this population? How can we control this population better? Or how can we get rid of this population altogether? So it's really been about like erasure. It's very evident that like they are trying to get back to a very, very specific subset of American culture. They're trying to recreate a very specific aspect of our culture and Americana. And right now they have the power to do it because they control the executive branch. They also control the judicial branch, and obviously they control Congress as well. So I think for me, it's one of them situations where I think like at the end of the day, man, folks, like we just gotta be ready for anything at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta start preparing yourself because
mentally and emotionally.
Because and we ain't even talking about like the things that are happening from a climate standpoint, right? Like obviously, the fires that happened out here, there, natural disasters are happening all over the place. And then we got like, the freaking terrorist attacks. Like, it's just like, it's so many things that are being thrown at us, with domestically. And then it's just like the day-to-day stuff. Like motherfuckers is out here just trying to buy groceries week to week. Like people out here just trying to make ends meet. Just trying to
make runs on eggs like they was like the toilet paper back in the pandemic. I see they ass people carrying trays of eggs. I'm like,
like eggs are like $9 a dozen, man.
So now I go buy a bunch of them motherfuckers. I mean, you go sit your ass down, eat something else in the morning. Like the fuck, eggs ain't that important.
I think like all the inclement weather, obviously out here, but then even back east, and then I think there was like something happened with the bird, or whatever. But anyway, we're getting off topic. But I think like from a political standpoint, man, it's just gonna be interesting to see how far this goes and if there will be any guardrails or any breaks. Is anyone or any community of people, whether it's in the political realm or outside of it, gonna really stand up in a meaningful way and say, hold up, we're not going for this. Like, we can't do this. And I just don't know. I just don't know that, like, I don't know that exists out there. I just don't know that it exists. And that's my concern. I think a lot of these things are going to go largely unchecked, and I think he's going to essentially be able to do whatever he wants to do, which is interesting.
You made me think of a point. Now it came back to me. Now that you said, like, is there someone out there that's going to say something about this? It brings us back to our earlier headline about Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance, and you said that like he had set this line. The revolution will be televised, but you picked the wrong one. It kind of like the thought I wanted to bring up was that. What he's saying is that celebrities ain't the right ones. Mm-hmm. Like, you need the actual activists and the real people who are trained and that do this to handle this. But it's the right time. The revolution is here, but we ain't got nobody. Like, you picked the wrong one. Because remember, he always said, we mistaken celebrities for it's one of his lyric lines. He's saying celebrity don't mean integrity and all this bullshit. And it's like he's like saying like, yeah, I'm a stand-up dude, but most celebrities, we're not activists. We don't even know how to do this shit. We don't know how to organize. We don't know how to fucking prep. We don't even know the laws. We don't know how the fucking political system work. You got the wrong ones. Mm-hmm. So like we might just be out here lost. Like they didn't murder every leader. That's what's funny that he released all them documents when he got inaugurated, like the government documents on Malcolm X and the government documents on MLK. But this is something the black coach already knew. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck who was that for? Who was that serving? Like, we already knew this and told y'all that y'all killed Martin Luther King. Mm-hmm. So doing it on Martin Luther King, they don't make it any better for me. You just confirm what already knew.
Yeah, exactly.
So what does that solve if you still doing the things that was
causing harm,
that he was fighting against? Right. I'm not saying DEI was the solution, but clearly y'all wasn't hiring nobody. So he's trying to do something to offset remedy the harm. That's what it was, basically reparations. You're trying to remedy the wrongdoing. And it just seemed like nobody wants to take accountability for the fucked up shit they do. So, like I said, we ain't got nobody. Like, it sounds kind of scary, but I'm sorry. Ain't nobody out here about to do nothing for y'all. We'll look like fools to get up here and be in the forefront of this shit when we told y'all not to do this shit. Clearly gave you another opponent. And I was one of the ones that was like on the fence about it. Like, I don't know. I don't really trust the Democrat, but I'm going to give this sister a chance. Compared to that shit, and y'all overwhelmingly said, nah, we cool. We're going to take our chances with this. So take your chances.
Here we are.
Take your chances with it. That's all I can say.
It's interesting because, like, and I, you know, it's so, like, you got to kind of, like, give a disclaimer about things that you see on social media because everybody's algorithm is so different. Like, you know, like, everybody's news is so different.
It's an echo chamber.
Yeah. And so, but, you know, I've definitely seen more videos on TikTok and IG of people who voted for Trump who are now kind of rethinking or feeling like, I might not have voted for the right person, or they voted for Trump and then one of their family members got deported, or, you know, something along those lines. And so I think, you know, to me, I think to your point, like the people that were affirmative on him being our next president, like I think at this point you got to get what you get. You know what I'm saying? And if you happen to be in that small minority where you could just, you know, benefit from all the benefits and there are no repercussions for you, then, you know, God bless you, right? You know, I'm not one of those people. You know what I'm saying? But if
I'm not a white male. None of this shit don't benefit me.
Right, exactly. Like, but if you don't fall in that category, in that very, very small percentage, and you voted for them, and you voted for him and put him in office and were part of putting him in office, then you can't really, at this point, you can't really say shit. All you can do is just take what it is, because
he's literally trying to get rid of Social Security.
This is what you wanted.
Like, that's gonna fuck over a lot of y'all. I hope y'all know y'all been working. I never thought Social Security was coming anyway, so
I'm preparing as if I'm not getting a check.
Yeah, I was like, this ain't coming to me. This country ain't gonna probably make it. That's how I've already been thinking that shit. But for you motherfuckers that are like literally like knocking on the door of Social Security, and this motherfucker got like illegal, well, not Trump, but his crony got fucking little weird ass drives and shit and sticking them into fucking Social Security shit and getting rid of education. I'm like, bro, it's got the recipe for disaster written all over it.
Yeah, I mean, he's essentially creating a world for elites only, right? Because what is him getting rid of the Department of Education? I'm gonna tell you what it's not about to do. It's not about to cancel y'all loans, so don't bank on that.
Exactly.
But what it is gonna do, it's going to prevent people who don't have the monetary means to pay for even private or public school education. It's going to prevent them from access because they just won't have the money to do it, because there won't be any grants, there won't be any federal funding for these things. And so it's like those little things, right? And that's actually not a little thing. That's a very big thing.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, even public school education for in-state people, it still costs.
Yeah.
When you add up everything else that you have to account for to survive day to day during that time period.
And I already had an opinion on how ineffective education was. They don't mean get rid of it. It still served a purpose to show that it wasn't education and that it was nepotism. When you take away the education component, that poor people was able to get education and they still weren't getting a job, now you really can't prove that it's nepotism. Because you're going to say, well, all of us elites got the education, that's why we're getting the job.
Right.
But when poor people was getting educations and they still weren't getting the jobs, the only thing was left was you paying your homies and you're picking your homies. Right. And that's the experience I had getting master's degrees and shit and realize I'm still not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Getting these degrees y'all told me to get. You're poor because you don't get education. Get education, you're still poor. I'm like, oh, it's not education. It's
who you know. Right.
So now if you get rid of that education part of it, you can continue doing what you've been doing for the last 600 years and no one can question you because now nobody can get the education.
Right.
It's
like, oh, yeah, we know you're not qualified because you don't have the entry-level degree that this job requires.
So, since my cousin got it, or my nephew has it, or my son got it, I'm going to go ahead and give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, y'all don't see this shit playing out? Going right back to the shit this revolution started from? Like, this is why they came over here robbing these Indians. They came over here stealing this Indian shit because they getting stole over here in Europe. They came from Europe stealing shit because they was getting stole from in Europe. So, hey, here we are again. It's gonna be back to square one. So,
absolutely,
end of that headline there, brother.
And that's that. All right, y'all. So that is our first OK Bet episode, and so we so much appreciate y'all watching, listening. So make sure y'all go out and like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, do all the things to get in contact with us and let us know how you feel about the new podcast. And with that being said, Ayati,
stay casual.